First, I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Elisa Wilson, retired Diva extraordinaire. I've had a very vibrant and healthy career as an opera singer, travelling around the world and doing lots of interesting roles and having great fun. And now I teach at WAPA, which is the premier performing arts academy here in Western Australia.
In the world.
In the world, indeed. I'd go so far as. But
training the next generation of divas.
Interestingly, I've moved into teaching music theatre rather than opera.
So you're teaching on the music theatre course.
Yes.
And you're here with me today, which is very exciting. I did July with my brother and my best friend, who at the end of June had managed to get off with each other, which I thought was hilarious. So I got them both...
Chris and Ruth.
Chris and Ruth.
Yes.
There you go.
I got that bit, Chris and Ruth.
So I didn't dare ask my brother. He's never listened to it. He hasn't the slightest interest in anything I do, really, but certainly not the podcast. So, and then Ruth said, oh, let's get Chris. And I said, well, you ask him. I don't know if you saw the picture I posted on the Instagram. If anyone wants to check the Instagram, there is one. It's diary_of_a. And you get the picture.
I get the picture.
Podcast. He was taking the piss out of me, both in 1986 and in whatever year we
2024.
are. 2024. Yes, still hasn't stopped.
Well, it's nice to have consistency in your life, isn't it? It's nice to be able to rely on certain things that never change.
You've got lots of siblings.
I've got lots of siblings. That's right. I have 3 sisters and 3 brothers, so I'm one of 7.
Wow. So that's a lot of piss taking.
A lot.
So I didn't end July because I went on holiday.
Oh.
Yeah, and I took this diary with me on holiday. Going on holiday tomorrow, please refer to small red diary.
Addenda, right.
Yeah, that's right. So I had a party the night before I went on holiday. I don't know what my parents were thinking.
Was it your pubic party? Was that the one?
I don't think it ended up being Penny's pubic party. It was Penny's silly games party.
Right.
Yeah, Saturday the 19th of July.
Bubble writing. Your bubble writing's good. Yes, a number of different fonts and not a computer to help you with. And you couldn't spell lemonade.
No.
Or wine.
Or wine, as it turns out. But I could spell lager and cider.
Yes, they're correct.
So this is my episode with Elisa Wilson. Holiday 1986, Sunday the 20th of July. We arrived at Granny's this evening, spent most of the day packing, but I did still go to rehearsal. It was absolutely brilliant. We sang through the whole lot with principals. This is Jesus Christ Superstar. Mark and Theo, in brackets, Jesus and Judas, are very good indeed. Not sure they were.
Just thought that sounded slightly condescending, actually, Penny. Very good indeed.
Very good. Oh no, there was proper fandom going on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I managed to sell 32 tickets on my pre-booking form. A record. Actually, that is pretty good.
That is not bad.
There was no mess after the party last night, amazingly enough. No broken windows, trodden down plants or anything.
Sounds like a dud then. The party was a dud.
Picked up Hilary after rehearsal. So this is my friend who was coming on holiday with us. And had tea at the Squires. That's her family. Jo's got a German girl staying with her. She's very tall and slim. She doesn't eat anything except fruit, yoghurt and salad.
Oh.
I'm not looking forward to the hovercraft tomorrow.
Oh, why not?
I don't know, because I think I was got a bit seasick.
Was the hovercraft worse than the boat?
It was shorter.
Yeah, much shorter, but was it more rocky?
I think you couldn't get outside. I always like to get outside on a boat, get some fresh air. So, yeah, I don't know what. I'm a bit judgy about the German girl.
Well, she sounds like she was a very healthy vegetarian. She's not eating bangers and mash, is she?
No, exactly. How weird. Maybe I'm learning and thinking, haha, maybe that's how you stay slim.
Well, it didn't work.
Oh no! Get out!
big, heavy rain.
For God's sake. We're in my South Fremantle studio. The fire is lit. Monday the 21st, 1:10. The tent has just fallen off the roof and flown across the motorway. Daddy dashed after it, after we'd stopped the car, and rescued it. The bag was ripped, but hopefully not the tent. Phew.
Oh my stars. So who was in charge of the tie downs?
Daddy.
Daddy. Right, so he might have been a smart, nuclear
Yes.
physicist type of guy, but tie down straps.
Well, I don't know. He was the camping type. He'd been a Boy Scout. But you know what? It is quite hard. We lost a surfboard not that long ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and had to do the same.
You can take your car on the hovercraft.
Yes.
No way.
The hovercraft is no longer running, but yeah, it used to be the cross-channel hovercraft. Yeah, you drove your car into it.
Wow. I didn't know that.
No, they were proper car-carrying ones. After no further adventures, we arrived at the Loire and found a campsite that was full. So we went on to the next one, which was by the river itself, but didn't have any facilities. Still, it had room, so we stopped and pitched. I don't know what it meant. What, we had to poo in the river?
I don't know. Any facilities, like not even a public...
I think I probably meant didn't have a bar and a swimming pool. Like, this is not... We're not talking rural WA here. In the evening, we decided to try and find the tennis court, which you could reserve. Eventually, we found it at the top of the hill. Then we had to find the woman who owned it, or who was in charge of it, and that was more difficult. I hailed a man on a bicycle and asked him, but he didn't know. Then Hilary asked the people playing tennis. Well, that was a good place to start.
Yeah.
They giggled a lot and tried to explain in English, not very successfully. But they didn't mind being asked, and we felt un peu more confident with our rather shaky French. They had told us that Madame Sachet lived next to the bridge. We eventually worked out they meant the road next to the bridge.
Well...
Like a troll. Great. We asked a man in a bar, an old man in a house. Then we asked a young couple who told us to go and ask grandmère, an old lady. She was très helpful and directed us up the hill yet again. Finally, we found the house and Madame Sachet. We booked a court for tomorrow evening at 7. I hope it's not too hot. That's just the days before online booking of anything.
I was just going to say...
Or Googling anything. You just have to run around the town.
No online booking then, or even a phone number.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Anything. It was quite resourceful of us. I'm surprised we were that bothered about the tennis, but there you go. So we have well and truly begun our holiday in France. We've begun to parle the lingo assez bien and to eye up the natives. Especially some rather nice blonde cyclists in a tent next to us and a bloke playing volleyball with nice legs. We have 3 aims for tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay, what do you think they are?
To play tennis, maybe. Go for a swim and snog somebody.
But 1, talk to the cyclists. 2, talk to the blonde with the legs. 3, play volleyball.
Volleyball, not tennis, sorry.
Volleyball. 4, get sunburnt. 5, see the chateau. And then I put, okay, so I can't count. That was my 3 aims. Get sunburnt. If that isn't an 80s aim, if ever I heard one.
Not even get suntanned.
No.
You actually went straight to the burn.
Burnt. That was the dream. There is a man camping next to us with one hairy shoulder. We have called him l'homme de la shoulder hairy. He must have had a skin graft. We were absolutely obsessed with this hairy
skin
shoulder.
off his leg or something.
Presumably.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't think we ever asked him. Tuesday the 22nd, we sunbathed this morning after having a hot shower.
Oh, so there were
So
showers.
there were facilities.
There were facilities. What were you talking about?
I think I mean shop, bar, swimming pool.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas in WA you'd think no water, just a long drop toilet.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not even.
Or not even that.
Yeah,
dig a hole in his
BYO.
toilet paper. Yeah.
Did you know I've learned how to twitch my nose after all these years? Isn't that amazing?
Bit Elizabeth Montgomery, yeah?
We swam in the Loire with l'homme de la shoulder hairy. Well, I say swam, but in actual fact, we waded out to the middle and got swept off by a very strong current. It looks so calm and placid, but it's not.
There's a lesson.
Yeah, I think we thought it was a great laugh. And amazing nobody drowned, really. We have befriended Lom, whose name is Rinny. He's a Dutch sailor. Okay. After lunch, we went to the chateau and walked around it. It's beautiful. I'd have loved to live there.
Well, yeah, we'd all like to live in a chateau until you actually live in a chateau.
Had to clean it.
And you had to clean
Heat
it and
it.
heat it and wash keep the windows clean and deal with ancient plumbing and all of that. Yes.
Lom came with us and bought us an omelette. Sorry, I meant an ice cream. But Daddy is waffling on about making omelettes. Aw. We found a nest of red beetles. This evening we went and played tennis. It was so civilised. Sigh. This is the life. Tennis, red beetles.
Red beetles, ice cream.
Being bought ice cream. Wednesday the 23rd. We had planned to stay here another night, but it was cloudy and cold when we woke up, so we thought it was a good day to move on. We packed up, said goodbye to Lom and drove off. We stopped in Tours, which is the centre of the Loire Valley, and looked at the cathedral, which is very impressive, particularly when the organ was playing. Then we bought some food, some charcuterie, and talked to the woman in the shop, asking what all the different pâtés had in them. God. Where did you go on holiday?
We would do caravan trips around the state. So, because there were so many of us.
Yes, geez, how did you even get in the car?
Yeah, well, interestingly too, when I was little, I remember we used to have a little Morris Minor. It was the sporty two-door version. Mum and Dad would sit in the front. The elder three, which was Suzanne, Laurie and myself, would sit on the back seat. And on our knees, we would have Gavin, Scott and Andrea. No seatbelts, of course.
No.
And in the front seat on Mum's knee, there was the baby Bryce. So that's how we fit 9 people into a two-door Morris Minor. As we got bigger and the Morris Minor started to fall apart and eventually it got a red sticker, so it wasn't allowed on the road anymore, we went into a Holden station wagon. Man, oh man.
I thought you'd made it.
We thought we'd made it because
That is
also
the life.
back in those days you could put kids in the back section.
Yeah.
So we had our own seat and the boys were in the back. Oh, it was fabulous. I can't tell you. And that's what we used to go on holidays and caravan.
But you didn't go on a holiday with people sat on your lap for
Yes,
like in
yes, we
WA.
did.
No.
We did. We'd drive down to Mandurah.
that's-
Our family had a little holiday shack. Took us like 3-4 hours to get there. Because it was only a little Morris Minor, Dad would get us there, drop us all off, and then he'd drive back home to pick up the sheets, towels, food, all that sort of stuff, and then he'd drive it back down again.
No.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane, isn't it?
And I remember one time we went to visit my dad's mother who lived in City Beach, Nana. And we'd been there for a couple of hours when Mum suddenly went, has anybody seen Bryce? Who at that stage was probably about 2. And we all went, no, God, where is he? And so we started searching everywhere, in the garden, everywhere. And then Mum said, was Bryce in the car with us when we drove here? And we were like, I don't remember. So we all drove back home and Bryce was sitting in the rain on the front verge crying because we'd driven off without him. So after that, Mum instigated a roll call. We had to say our names. Suzanne, Laurie, Elisa, Gavin, Scott, Andrea, Bryce, before Cyril could drive off. Yeah.
At the moment, we are sunbathing after lunch by road somewhere. It is hot and sweaty. We stopped in Le Lude and looked at a very clinical campsite with an indoor swimming pool.
Ooh.
But I didn't like it, so we carried on. The next campsite is much nicer. It has an outdoor pool, which is very warm, 2 tennis courts, a lake with a beach, and nicer people than Lom. We pitched in about 10 minutes, then Hill and I went for a swim. We managed to communicate fairly successfully with the women in the office in French. The pool was gorgeously warm, but a bit slimy round the edges. Some greasy frog grabbed Hill by the ankles, but nothing came of it. I know, there's a bit of casual racism.
There is a bit of casual racism,
Yeah.
isn't there? But look, product of our time.
There wasn't really much to look at by the pool, so we retired to our tents. After supper, we went and sat by the lake on some swings. Some cool-looking frogs sauntered up. Okay, it's just what we called the French people
It is.
back in the 80s.
It is.
In a very affectionate manner. Some cool-looking frogs sauntered up, and I waved to them, being my usual uninhibited self. Hum hum. Hum hum means not.
Oh.
They approached and we talked to them. One of them had nice hair, but when he removed his shades, très trendy, he revealed far from sexy eyes.
What was wrong with his eyes?
I haven't gone into details. Christophe was nicer. Francois was a bit smarmy. We said we might meet them later. This really is a shaggy dog story, you know. The family went to the bar. We ordered crêpe. Mine was chocolate and cream. I was just tucking in and had chocolate and cream dribbling down my chops when guess who walked up? No prizes, I'm afraid. It was our new admirers, F and C. We giggled a lot. Then we went out on the beach and played on the slide. The weather was suddenly freezing and we weren't wearing enough. I was wearing a see-through cheesecloth shirt. Very dubious. We talked to some girls that they knew in French. It was brilliant. I understood most of what they were saying.
Oh, good for you.
I must say, I do remember the thrill of speaking a foreign language and making yourself understood. It fires up your brain in a slightly different way.
Yes.
So just ordinary things like asking whether, swimming pool is.
You have to think about it.
It's fun. Jeudi, le 24. You see, I'm going very French now. It was cloudy today, bloody cheek. Still, it was patchy and we sunbathed in the patches. This morning, Hill and I went to town to buy bread and eggs, and I actually made myself understood. We got back, ate, and decided to walk around the lake completely. But when we reached the opposite side, it came out brilliantly sunny, so we downed everything and clapped out in the sun.
Oh my God.
We lay on the beach for a while, then we came back and had lunch.
See, I thought you were going to say we clapped out and jumped in the water and had a... That's what we would have done. We would have been in the water.
This afternoon, Hill sunbathed and I drew her. Just quite into my art at this point.
You're a good drawer.
Yeah, not bad, yeah. Then we went to a monastery and listened to the monks singing Vespers. It was lovely.
Oh, that would have been lovely too.
Yeah, peaceful and relaxing. Only Hill had a fit of the giggles in the middle because the two blokes in front of us kept bobbing up and down like nothing on earth.
It was probably religious observances.
Probably religious, yes. Would have been enough to make us giggle. We looked around the shop and I bought a silver cross for a necklace. It's gorgeous. My religious days. We had a huge ice cream in a cafe opposite the monastery and looked around the nearby town. It was très joli, a bit like Carnaby Street. Some of it. Okay. This evening we went to the bar and talked to the froggies. Our two, F and C, had left without so much as a goodbye.
The cheek.
Sniff.
Yeah, sniff indeed.
But there were yet another lot tonight. One arrived late and kissed all the girls, but shook hands with Chris, Hilary and me. I said I preferred the French way, so he kissed me. Had to go at 10:30 before we all turned into pumpkins. Saying of the day by Hilary, whilst looking at two boys arm wrestling, she said, "The little one's small in comparison to the big one." Oh dear. Vendredi, le 25. It was cloudy today. Not just little fluffy clouds, but masses of black, soggy ones. It was also cold, so we woke up and grumbled. Then had a hot shower. Everyone else went into town, but I stayed behind and wrote postcards. We all squished up, using the car as a windbreak, and cooked lunch. Special sausages, pasta in onion soup, and beans.
What was special about
dicey.
the sausages, do you think?
I reckon they would have been just French ones, just not
ones.
English. We thought we needed something substantial. That'd be because of the weather.
Yeah.
The people in the tent next to us have done nothing but stare at us for the past few days. No matter what we're doing, they all sit around a table and watch. Today it was our turn. We all lined up and stared at them because they were trying to put a tent up. We went and played tennis this afternoon in the campsite. We played doubles. It was so good. We played for 2 hours instead of 1. Hill and I against Chris and Mum. This evening we went to the Son et Lumière at the Château de Lude. It was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. There was a stage, inverted commas, which was 300 metres long, sandwiched between a river and the castle wall. The strip of grass that was the stage was dotted with flower beds, fountains and fireworks. The fountains were switched on and different coloured lights shone on them depending on the scene. There were 300 people from the town taking part. They acted out scenes in the castle's history, which were explained by a narrator on tape, and there was music playing continually. That sounds rather fab, doesn't it?
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, I do. I have a recollection of it. They had horses galloping across the stage and on the battlements. There was lots of dancing and the costumes were fantastic. Basically, it was fabulous. I shall never forget it.
And you haven't.
And I haven't.
There you go.
There you go. It finished at exactly midnight with lots of fireworks. We always laugh about that whenever on the continent everything is so late, partly because it gets dark so much later. That would be a family event.
Yes,
finished at midnight. Can you imagine?
No.
WA.
No.
You're lucky to get anything to eat after 8:30.
We don't have siestas. Don't forget that.
No.
I love a siesta.
I love a siesta.
I call it
and then an early night.
That's right. What is that one about? My childhood punishments have become my adult goals. You're not going out.
No. Saturday the 26th, obviously bored of the French dates.
Yeah, they couldn't work out 26.
Yeah, it couldn't work out. Woke up at 6:45 to pack up. We were in the car by 7:45. We thought it was early, but obviously not early enough to escape our friendly neighbourhood starers. They were out in force. So I asked them if they wanted the remains of our milk, and they took it. Drove all morning, ate lunch in a pretty town on the river, waited ages for some chips. Checked into a very snooty campsite at about 3. It has a beach and a swimming place on the river. Hill and I swam. It was gorgeous, but quite chilly. There were a group of people our age who all knew each other really well. They ignored us, and I had a massive sulk. Hilary's eye swelled up and itched. I nearly trod on a snake. Generally, we were getting along fine. I was walking over to find Hilary when I was hailed with a salut. I went over and spoke to them. The boy who called me over was/is called Frederick. It sounds better when you say it in the French way. Oh, sorry, okay. Frederic. He's very nice. We met lots of frogs and a couple of Dutch boys. Later on that evening, one of the girls, Christabel, asked if Hilary and I wanted to go into town to listen to some music. After a long struggle, Mum agreed. We met everyone at about 9. There were about 12 of us. What it was a group, pop music, called Gold, playing in a marquee. We sat outside, listened and chatted. It was great fun. Everyone was so nice and friendly. I spoke masses of French. They said I didn't have an accent. Wow. Flex.
Yes.
Yes, that might have been my good singer's ear coming into practice. They said we had very nice figures, all rounded. What they really meant was we had big bums.
And?
Which, incidentally, they kept slapping.
Did they really?
Well, it was the 80s.
I know, and they were
Elisa.
French, yes.
French. Anything goes.
And we just accepted it, didn't we? It was not a problem.
I've not said that like it's a bad thing.
No.
I haven't got room for all the details, but it was terrific fun.
Oh, so what details are we missing?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
More slapping. I don't remember this. We had to be back by 11, so they all walked back with us. We kissed them all goodnight 4 times each and went to bed. It's really funny, isn't it? What we call French kissing is not how the French kiss.
No, but you mean the kiss on each cheek.
Yeah, just mwah,
they're
mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah.
But
not tongues.
no. So why is French kissing called French kissing?
Oh, good question. I wonder if it's to do with the English men using French prostitutes, and that's how they perhaps. I'm thinking about wartime, like First World War or something.
So you don't think English prostitutes kissed?
It's called French kissing, not English kissing. So why are French letters called French letters?
Nobody knows that either.
Why are French fries called French fries?
Why are French windows called French windows? Oh no, that's a bit more obvious. Sunday the 27th. Had another brilliant day today. It was sunny and hot all day. We met everyone on the beach. At 11, swam, sunbathed. From 12 to 2, it was the official lunch break. From
what? Official
swimming.
From swimming.
There was a revolution, don't forget. It's very socialist.
Yes.
Everyone has a lunch break, even from sunbathing and swimming. In the afternoon, some of the local boys came down too. We played le volley, but mostly swam and pushed each other off the raft. There was a really disgusting fat boy who... There's also a lot of body shaming, as well as the casual racism. Disgusting fat boy who kept throwing himself at Hill and I. Still, I think Fred's nice. He kept pulling me underwater. So erotic. After we'd finished on the beach, we went down to the bar. Laurent bought everyone a drink. All the boys seemed to drink Monaco, which is beer, lemonade and pomegranate syrup. Yum.
So the lemonade and the pomegranate syrup are designed to disguise the disgusting taste of the beer, so that they can get alcohol into them. Yeah, alcohol. Yeah.
We had snakebite and black. What did you drink as teenagers? Or didn't
Passion pop. You buy a bottle of passion pop.
And it was alcoholic soft drink?
Well, it was a very sweet sparkling wine.
Oh, sparkling wine. Yes, we had something similar. Not Liefernmilch. Very sweet Italian.
And it was cheap.
Sparkling wine.
It was incredibly cheap.
And it made you incredibly sick. What would you order in a pub?
Oh, no, I would have ordered wine. I never drank beer. Yeah, no.
I don't think wine wasn't really a thing in pubs in the 80s in England.
So you'd go
We'd just have pints of beer, but with blackcurrant cordial in them.
Did that have a name then?
Snakebite.
That was a snakebite.
Snakebite and black. So the black was the cordial. Snakebite was half cider, half beer. Nobody knows why.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, the cordial to disguise the disgusting taste of the alcohol.
Yeah, right. So I guess our wines were not that disgusting that I needed to...
It was probably already sweet. So Monaco, beer, lemonade, pomegranate syrup. Yum. Then we played pub football. It was very embarrassing. They were all brilliant, and Hilary and I were not. Still, it was a great laugh. What do you call it? You know, with the handles and the little men.
Oh, football.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was. Pub football. We were just leaving when some blokes who were in the same bar asked me to kiss one of them goodbye. I pretended not to understand, so he came over and grabbed me. I'm getting quite accustomed to this kissing lark, so now I took it in my stride. 4 is the usual number, but after 4 he said, no, 6, and after that, 7. I laughed and ran out. He was nice, but I'll never see him again, so what the hell? Oh, the thrill. The thrill. Complete strangers kissing you in bars.
Discovering your sexuality, Penny, that's what's going on, isn't it?
It's
that you're discovering your power as a sexual being.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I was thinking about it the other day, because if everyone's on some sort of scale from heterosexual to homosexual, I am very much at the heterosexual end. It's very clear.
I'm the same as you. There was no ambiguity on my part either.
It's just boys.
Boys.
Did you go to girls' school?
No, I went to a co-ed school.
Okay, so you probably weren't as absolutely obsessed with boys as I was.
Because I saw the boys in their natural environment, in their natural states, and not always good.
No, that's right, whereas I only saw them on holiday.
Yeah.
Later on in the evening, Hill and I went walkies into town with Christelle, a very nice French girl. We walked past a bar and an old drunk man thought Hilary was Brigitte Bardot.
Oh, did she look like Brigitte Bardot?
She was blonde.
Okay.
and pretty, but yes, I'd say that was it. It was très funny and we all got the giggles. Best day yet.
Oh, that's a big call.
Yeah. Brigitte. I do remember him running down the road after us, shouting, Brigitte, Brigitte.
How drunk was he?
Oh, drunk.
Old drunk man.
Old and drunk. Oh, he was probably about 30. Monday the 28th of July. Ha, ha, ha. So much for never seeing the bloke in the bar who I kissed again. We were all prattling about on the raft this afternoon, comme d'habitude, and Christelle swam up and told me that some bloke was coming in 5 minutes for town to ask me out. Oh. Il veut sortir avec toi. Yeah, great one. So this legendary bloke arrived, and it was none other than him. He's got a capital H. Look, was it God?
Jesus.
The kisser in the bar. Wow, he'd brought hundreds of people, male, with him.
How many?
There must have been at least 20 boys, and Hill and me on the raft. Well, on and off, as we kept getting pushed off, or we jumped off if it got too crowded. Oh dear. A mass of writhing, slippery bodies.
Oh, Penny.
This is going to turn into erotic fiction pretty soon.
Be still my heart.
It was distinctly dangerous, especially as they all thought we were gorgeous. The fat boy couldn't keep his hands off Hilary, and she loved it. Oh, she says with the height of sarcasm.
Oh, with the height of sarcasm.
Oh, God. The bloke's name was Patrice. Oh,
That's a girl's name.
Patrick. Patrice? Yeah, maybe I've just spelt it wrong. Patrick must be. And he had a very interesting pale grey eyes. You know what? I can picture that.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
You've got them in your mind now.
Yeah, really beautiful eyes.
Ah.
I might be blushing.
You are. She's blushing.
Hot. She has strawberry glass of water.
She's having a private summer moment.
Oh, God. Oh,
That's woken you up.
Oh dear, yes.
Hey, aren't you glad you wrote that down?
I know, yeah.
Aren't you
Beautiful.
glad you
Remember
can
that
revisit
raft?
it now?
I hadn't remembered his name, but I remember those eyes. Oof. Once when I got pushed off, I hit my arm on the steps very hard, which broke the skin. Pain. At the moment, it's still all swollen and bloody. Nice. Oh, that's ruined the moment.
Hasn't it? That's right.
Stop. This evening we made a futile excursion into a horrible town. I'm guessing that was with my parents. Then we came back and ate in a little restaurant in our town. Hilary and I ate veal, Mum had quail, and Dad and Chris had pork. It was gorgeous. Then we returned to the campsite and found the others. We all mucked around on the island, but Hill and I got a bit bored, so we headed back into town. We went with Peter, Arjan, Christelle and Florence. We sat in 2 separate bars and I drank water. Everybody in France seems to be into this pomegranate syrup called grenadine.
Ah.
It's our last night tonight, sniff. We searched for Fred and Patrick, but all in vain.
Did you ever see him again? Oh no,
I
but
don't
you can
think
recall
so.
him now
Yes.
like that.
Oh, there's so big moments, aren't you, when you're that age?
Yes.
Huge. Tuesday, July the 29th. It was bloody cloudy today, which meant we weren't allowed to stay at the campsite till after lunch, which meant that we couldn't say goodbye to the locals. Pooh. We did say a sad goodbye to Christelle, Florence, Laurent, Peter and Arjan, and we all exchanged addresses and promised to write.
Oh, you did. You did exchange details.
Do you think I overwrote?
Did they ever write to you?
I very much, well, we'll see, but
Okay.
I very much doubt it. This is not the end of the holiday.
Oh.
This is just the end of this little
I thought
This
this was the last
town.
day. Okay.
last day in this spot.
Right.
We drove for the rest of the day. We stopped in one town, but I didn't go far because I can't walk with shoes on because of my toe.
Oh, did we miss what happened to your toe?
What happened to my toe?
We got the arm.
I said I banged my arm. Oh, sorry. Why did I say that? I've just completely made that. When I got pushed off, I hit my little toe on the steps.
You definitely said arm.
I definitely read arm. Okay, no, I hit my little toe on the steps and broke the skin. That's why I can't walk. We arrived at the campsite in Les Landes this evening. It is a hole. The facilities are non-existent, but it's right next to the beach on the lake and it's covered in pine trees. The campsite, not the lake. Thierry, Madame, Monsieur and Aude are here at the moment, and Denny and Natalie arrive on Friday. Okay, so these are our French exchange friends. So we've met them at the campsite they're staying in. Wednesday the 30th. Spent all day on the beach by the lake. It was lovely and sunny and I'm burnt.
You sound so happy about it.
I'm so happy. I don't know. Yes. All those little things I've had burnt off me in later life.
Yes.
Yeah, great. I attempted to windsurf but not very successfully. I dived off when I lost my balance and landed beak first on a rock.
Oh, ow.
Ouch. My beak is now grazed. Embarrassing.
That would have really hurt.
Like it didn't break my neck. To tell you the truth, we were rather bored. It was a bit of a letdown after the last campsite. Especially as there was a group of people our age all going round together, the male members of which were gorgeous. God. They all wear lovely swimming trunks. They're like shorts, but in bright colours and patterns. Pink and turquoise and palm trees. Do you think I could mean board shorts?
Like, well, I kind of imagine those.
No, I think I mean
you're talking about board shorts.
I don't think I've seen them before.
You're used to budgie smugglers?
Yes, I think I am. They're like shorts, but bright colours and patterns, turquoise and palm trees. They're like surf shorts.
Okay.
They look fantastic on tanned, hunky bodies. Yes, they do. This evening we all went down to the bar at the corner of our road and played crazy golf. It was a really hard course, but lots of fun. Then we made about a third of it, and then a massive storm blew up, and we made a dash for the bar. They said we could finish off the game the next day if we wanted to. We thought this might be better because the course was underwater.
The weather seems very changeable.
Very changeable. Oh yes, I forgot to say that before this, there was another storm when we were at the camp, so we all squashed into the awning of their caravan and drank champagne.
Heaven.
So this family are from the Champagne region. So they always had what we would think of as clean skin champagne.
Right.
Always. They have an endless supply of really lovely French champagne.
How dreadful for them.
I know.
And you.
And us. Les Landes is on the west coast of France.
Okay.
So not the Mediterranean. I think it would have been more stormy and surfy. And hence probably the board shorts. Because they probably would have been surfy boys. Thursday the 31st. Last day of July. We had planned to go to the sea today, but the weather was too bad. The sky was all running together, if you know what I mean. I think I do. We decided to stay put and do nothing. We played tarot with Aude, who's very sweet. So she was the young niece of Thierry. Then we went to the bar to finish off our game of golf. The barman there is pretty nice. I've got a form. Earlier this month, I snogged the barman at a party at my brother's school.
You? Oh, you told me that was all a bit embarrassing, that party.
Oh, dire.
And you were not well the next day.
I was not well for 2 days.
2 days.
I had to leave physics on Tuesday or Monday to vomit.
Penny.
I know. It's not good.
That's alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Has your body ever recovered?
It was not the last time that I've got that drunk, but it was... Oh, we don't like to think of it. The barman there was pretty nice. I won the crazy golf. Drink. Every time honestly, 84, it's just like a litany of things that I've won. I just love to report.
Well, did you win it, or are you?
Well, yeah, I would have won it. Yeah. I don't think I'd be lying to the diary.
Okay.
No, I don't think I'd bother. But I do like to flex if I've won something. We returned to camp and at lunch, Hilary and I lay down and read in our tent. Ode came in too. We talked and drew pictures. She drew a house, a garden, the sea, her dog, Whiskey, and a self-portrait. She's nearly 6. Well, that's quite cute. After a while, she got bored and fetched a pack of cards and wanted to play a game and proceeded to explain the rules in a very fast stream of French. Needless to say, we didn't understand a word. In the end, Thierry came to our rescue and explained, and we played cards till tea. This evening, we went into town to see what was happening and found... nothing! Dead! So we went home again. Well, not quite. Em dropped us off in a different side, which had a bar. Thanks, Mum. Sat at that for about an hour. Hilary fancied the barman. I thought he was okay. She went up and asked him to switch the lights on, and then asked him if he could recommend a French drink for us. So he suggested a Monaco.
Oh.
Said that's what we had. Lemonade, beer and grenadine. It was quite nice, but a bit too sweet.
Oh,
I'm too sophisticated. Sweet. I've been on the champagne.
Your palate is far more sophisticated than that.
Actually, we didn't get much of a chance to taste it, as we practically had to down it in one, so we were rather late. Then we had to run all the way home. It was funny.
One assumes then that your toe is better by now, because if you're running all the way home,
I've
you've got
forgotten about
shoes
my toe.
On and the toe is no longer grieving you.
Exactly.
So isn't that a relief?
It is a relief. Thank goodness. That's been very quick. So gone into another town. Don't know if we ran back from the other town. When we went to wash, we both found we had a spot coming.
A what? Oh,
spot,
a pimple.
A zit,
Okay, a
yes.
zit, right.
So on Mum's advice, we put a big dollop of Valderma cream under a plaster so it wouldn't rub off. We also dabbed cream on other suspect areas of the face. When we'd finished, we looked hysterical. You just couldn't believe it. I have never laughed so much. We just kept looking at each other in the mirror and cracking up. We laughed for about an hour. I have strained my stomach muscles. That's the end of July.
But you're still in France.
I'm still in France, yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, my very great pleasure. It's wonderful to hear it being read in your voice, because we get posh Penny all over again. I'm really impressed that you kept a daily diary for so long. Like, I did it for a little while, and then life is full and busy, and I don't have time to write about it. I'm living it, right? So you kind of just get out of the habit of writing about it.
But it's kind of like therapy. I don't write it every day anymore, to be honest. And I mean, this is quite a lot of boring detail, so I have to see how much of that I leave in details of, campsites and facilities and bars.
Well,
I don't know.
I actually found it interesting, Penny, listening to that for the first time, because you get a sense of what the environment was that you were in. So then you can kind of draw a better picture of what's going on. And the fact that I was like, first of all, facilities, what, toilets, showers? Like,
yes,
we don't have that?
Yes,
what do you mean by facilities?
And I guess it's a holiday is quite different to the holidays I took my children on. We went camping, but there would be none of that. You wouldn't go and check the pool and the bar and the boys.
No.
It would be very remote. You'd check the beach and the long drop toilets. They were utterly disgusting.
And where the snakes are likely to be.
Yeah, that's right. Whether you've got a phone signal if anyone gets bitten by a snake.
Where's the phone signal? Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
My very great pleasure.
I will tag you when it's done.
Gorgeous.